what came in today is something totally up our alley, guys. Trust me, when you see this, it's gonna blow your mind. It was invented by a student. Can you believe this? And I think you'll really, really love this contraption. And I can't wait to show you guys. This cool thing that came in to our place today is a very cool...
Hey guys, welcome to my daily vlogs. Please subscribe.
It's this awesome invention from a student named Sean. Check this out. Ooh. Look at this, guys. Seeds of hope. Pag-asa, paglaom, namnama, esperanza. Oh, RJ, please translate. Or Mabuhay Squad, please translate. Okay, so, oh, we've got seed. Lettuce seeds? Cool. So guys, this is a hydroponic system that you can use at home. Isn't this so innovative? So smart. Okay, I really need to look into this and read everything. Hydroponics NFT set. Oh, complete PVC channels and fittings, water tub and pump. Wow, awesome. Teflon tape? Wait a sec, I could use that for ants. That exists? Oh. Anyways, I don't want to get too off track, but look, and look at all the chemicals that are involved. Okay, there's a water pump to get the water moving, I guess. What is this? Oh, temperature? Oh, wow. What a cool thing, Sean. You're an inventor. I love this. A biological engineering inventor at that. Okay, so this is gonna take me a while to read through everything and figure stuff out. I'm assuming these are fertilizers here. How neat. Look, see, there's a base to it. Comes in different sizes too, which is interesting. Oh wow, there's like rubber piping to it. I can't wait to start growing like vegetables here in my own home. That's a very, very practical thing to have right now. How cool, Sean. Thank you. Easy farm. See, you can grow the plants just at home. I love it. I'm curious about that Teflon tape now because guys, Teflon is also used to keep ants in their setup, but I haven't been able to use my liquid Teflon, aka PTFE, because it's toxic to birds like the fumes are. But if it's tape, that could be used for ants. OMG. Good morning, Mabuhay Squad. We're all here. That gang, there's Ate Ellsie. Animals all around. How are you this morning? Did you sleep well? I hope so. Hope you had great dreams, and if you had a nightmare, go get a dream catcher. Or maybe not, because RJ, remember when we got a dream catcher, we started getting nightmares, as strange as it is. Anyways, drinking my coffee now, and I was looking more into alternative methods of coffee drinking. Oh, by the way, I've completely run out of Cypher coffee. This here is not Cypher coffee, but it is Amare coffee, which is just as good. Also, beans from Baguio, and there's actually a charitable aspect to Amare coffee. For those of you in Manila, Philippines, Amare La Cucina restaurant sells coffee as well, other than pizza, the ribs, everything. They also have coffee that you can buy, like unground beans. Amare, of course, is owned and run by my cousins Edmark and Nika. So yeah, I'm drinking Amare coffee, but hopefully we can get Cypher coffee soon. For those of you who are just joining us, Cypher coffee is the coffee that RJ and I are working on releasing and making available, mostly for fun, especially because I'm always drinking coffee, so I would love to just literally make my passion for coffee drinking. First of all, self-supplying. I will have unlimited supply of my own coffee, but also have you guys drink the awesome same coffee that I'm drinking. I don't know. I've been looking up how to make cold brew. Normally what I would do is I would just boil water, let it cool off for a bit, and then pour it in with the grinds. And you just leave it in the fridge for a day. The next day you get the coffee. The flavor is so good, and apparently it's not as bitter for those of you that don't like bitter. It's just another way to make coffee. They also call it cold brew or cold pressed. That's what that is. It's basically no boiling water touches the coffee grinds. And why that's good is because apparently certain constituents in the coffee beans can leach into the waters, where if it's boiling water, somehow it doesn't enter the water, something like that. And again, it's supposed to be less bitter. And the best part, guys, if you drink coffee for caffeine, cold brew apparently has 2 to 4 times more caffeine than a hot brew, like a boiling water brew. So that was enough to sell me on cold pressed coffee. And I've been reading more about it, and one thing about brewing cold pressed coffee, guys, if you want to try this at home, is the coffee grinds need to be as big as possible possible. So here's my coffee grinder, right? I have to put it, like if you look at this knob here, it has fine grinds and you can affect how fine the grinds are. You can make them really coarse or really fine. Apparently you have to put it on maximum coarse setting. Like this is, oh, it even goes more. Oops, okay. It's gotta be super coarse if you're gonna do cold brew. Why that is, I'm not sure. Mabuhay Squad, do any of you guys know why? So that's one thing I tried today. I made my grind super coarse. And then tomorrow I'm going to get this, pour it into my cup, but also you need to filter like some of the junk and gunk that floats around in the water. You gotta do that too for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, interesting, right? Cold brew. Did you guys know that's what cold brew means? Or like cold pressed coffee? That's what that is. Love coffee, guys. Love. The best way to start the day, seriously. Magandang umaga, Ate Ellsie. Good morning, Miss Ligaya Summers. She ate a lot this morning. We're also gonna give her a hard-boiled egg today, just so she can put on the weight. And the guys, your favorite. Yeah. With parrots, you don't want them to get obese, right? Especially because like indoor birds don't get a lot of exercise generally. So normally with parrots, you would monitor their caloric intake. You don't want them to eat more food than they need. It's also quite bad. But with Ligaya here, because she's got PDD and can't absorb a lot of the nutrients from the food that she's eating, we have to almost overfeed her. You know what I mean? For her to keep the weight on. Of course, she's on meds. I just gave her meds this morning. She's gonna have a second dose of meds in the evening as usual. The meds also help her live normally. Yes. And she keeps the weight on when she's on these meds, which is good. Guys, I know my mom watches the vlogs every night. She watches the vlogs every day. Mommy, I know you're watching, because she just sent RJ a message on Facebook saying, I want an aerator, an airvana. You know, our aerator for our wines. My mom, I think, is a wine drinker now. And so when she sees something in the vlogs, she wants it. We're gonna have to get her one. We're talking about this, guys. This airvana thing, you just pop it on the top of your wine bottle and it automatically aerates the wine. Like it fills it up with oxygen so you can appreciate the full-bodied flavor of whatever wine you're drinking directly from the bottle. It's really amazing. Battery operated, pressurized, a bit expensive, but if you're a wine drinker, totally worth it. So guys, I'm training at the Ellsie how to do maintenance on the tank for the future, like when we have to move to the farm and we have other tanks. But guys, when we drained some of the water, because we do what, 25% water change, 30%, we could really appreciate how huge this Amazon fern is. Look at how big it is. It takes up the majority of the tank now. Wow, unreal. Just awesome. So guys, RJ and I have been talking about whether we're going to bring our huge tank to the new Mabuhay Squad farmhouse.
Yeah.
Are we, or are we gonna keep it here?
I think keep it here.
RJ says we should keep it here, which we can. Someone would need to do maintenance on it though, every week. Feed the fish every day. Someone can be here, right? But yeah, I've decided if we have a future like highly landscape and planted nature aquarium, it's not gonna be that big. That is so big, and maintenance on that is very demanding. So I'm starting to think if ever we do have a nature aquarium, it will be much smaller, 30 or 40 gallon perhaps, instead of this massive like 80 gallon. Maintenance will be a little bit easier, and it's also more cost effective too, right? But RJ wants to get an arowana. Do you guys know what an arowana is? I'm more open to that now. Maybe that should be our grand aquarium piece in the living room. A massive 200 gallon tank for arowana. What do you guys say? At least for me, maintenance is a little more straightforward. It's easier because, I mean, we don't have plants growing, so we don't gotta worry about fertilizers, right? And we don't gotta worry about like soil conditions. Don't gotta worry about like pumping carbon dioxide into the water, right? No like CO2 diffuser, none of that. We don't gotta worry about that. And like lighting, which we have to worry about for a planted nature aquarium like that. We don't need to worry about that. But if it's just like a simple, bare, massive aquarium with that one display showfish, I don't know, like a shiny gold or fire red arowana, what do you guys think? Won't that be awesome? OMG. And we would need to feed it, I guess, like meat. So feed our goldfish, that's what they eat? I would have to research arowana care before we ever get one. We do believe that fish are lucky. Actually, RJ and I believe that the pets that we have in our place, they're somehow lucky. They keep us in high spirits. They're just kind of our good luck charms. And according to Feng Shui, they say arowana fish are very auspicious. They attract luck, wealth, and all of this. So you'll often see arowana fish displayed in very beautiful tanks at Chinese businesses like restaurants, lawyer's office, all of that, because it apparently brings in wealth, prosperity, clients, that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. We're just flirting with the idea of massive predatory fish in the future Mabuhay Squad farm home. Guys, food smells so good. I can't wait. 2 p.m. right now. And the reason why I'm keeping track is because for intermittent fasting, it's 16 hours of not eating. So you basically keep track of when you finished your meal the night before, and then you count 16 hours. And at the 16th hour, or the end of the 16th hour, you can have your first meal of the day. Now, you might be asking, oh my gosh, so what about breakfast and lunch? Well, here's the thing. When you first start intermittent fasting, yes, you feel the hunger pangs for the first few days to a week. I don't remember because I've been doing it for so long now. But eventually that goes away. And you know what helps? When I wake up and I'm hungry, I will have a coffee and it'll go away. Usually, for some reason, coffee causes you to not be hungry. I think it helps you kick into ketosis, which is another thing, ketogenic diet. I kind of do both. It helps you kick into ketosis and you start burning the fat in your body. And that's what your body is eating and like getting energy from and nutrients. So that's what I do. Like when I'm hungry and it's like 10 or 11 and I'm like, I'm feeling hunger, I make sure to have my coffee in the morning so that I don't feel hungry. And literally, I don't feel hungry. But now that it's 2, I can eat. It's the end of my 16 hours. For those of you guys who are looking for a sustainable diet plan, I highly recommend, well, you could go into keto, which is what they call it now, but when I started maybe 4 years ago or more, it was called high fat, low sugar diet. Or you could do intermittent fasting, where you just fast for 16 hours, and then after the 16 hours, you eat for the next 8 hours. And it's great. Like, I'm able to keep the weight off. Let me show you. See? Able to keep the weight off. Generally, of course, it will enhance your results if you exercise as well. That's very important too. Try looking into intermittent fasting. One of, in my opinion, the greatest creators here in the Philippines, his name is Bogart the Explorer. Real name, Marco Ho. When I first met Bogart, he was a bit bigger, and then all of a sudden, like, he became skinny. Like, it's not even he lost weight, he became skinny. And when I was able to talk to him and be like, Bogart, what did you do? Turns out, for one thing, he increased physical activity. He started surfing and skateboarding. Did not go to the gym. He doesn't believe in going to the gym. But intermittent fasting was his secret. So he just, you know, fasted for 16 hours and ate. Now, I think one of the biggest myths is that people need to have 3 meals a day to be healthy. I don't think that's true. And I'm talking about adults, because kids maybe are different. Kids need like constant food. They're constantly growing, right? But if you're an adult, it's a myth that you need to have 3 meals a day, or you break multiple meals up into several meals. That, of course, is if you're a healthy individual. I'm not sure how it is for diabetics, but if you're a healthy individual like RJ and I, you can do intermittent fasting, which RJ and I have been doing for years, where you don't eat for like 16 hours and then you eat and you eat and you eat whatever you want. It works, and studies suggest that it's actually the most natural way of feeding. Like back when we were cavemen, that's how they would eat. They would like spend the whole day gathering food, hunting, all of that, gathering it, bringing it back to community, right? And then they eat together in the evening or late afternoon. And so it's generally a healthy way to eat. And I don't know, it's worked for me and RJ. So if you guys would like to try it, go ahead. Of course, RJ and I always have our cheat days. That's the only way, in our opinion, to really stick to a diet plan long term, because otherwise you'll go crazy. Especially if you're traveling. Who wants to be on a diet when you're traveling, right? How weird. How about you guys? Are any of you on IT or ketogenic? Let me know how it's worked out for you. Guys, so for lunch, I'm having little sausages and scrambled egg. I remember when I first started doing the high protein, low sugar diet, having to quit rice, OMG. It was hard for the first week. Filipinos just eat rice. It is our thing, right? So good. But I also love meat. OMG, love my meat, love my protein. What I loved about the high-fat, low-sugar diet was like I could eat a lot of meat, and because I had eliminated the filler food, which was rice, I was able to explore other filler foods like vegetables. I was eating more salad with my meats, right? And it was really such a eye-opener to me that it was totally possible to go through life without eating rice. Guys, white rice, especially white rice, it's loaded with sugar. Loaded. Pasta, loaded with sugar. Breads, OMG. Now mind you, I love my pizza, so you just have to look forward to your once a week cheat day, right? These are one of those things that for some people it might take you a while to adapt to the new diet. So like you might have 2 cheat days a week or 3, and then you slowly eventually decrease it. Like there's no rule that says you need to do it like cold turkey right away. You know, you can gradually go onto a keto or IT diet. Are you laughing at me, the guy? Will Dasovich, another very popular vlogger here in the Philippines, he is actually a cancer survivor, right? And he did a post recently talking about how he also decided to switch to intermittent fasting because it was a healthier way for the body to eat. And a lot of doctors swear by it as well, so it really seems to work. What really matters is the amount of calories that you take in during the 24 hours that counts. In other words, you can have one time, big time, huge meal at night. It's possible, and you could be totally healthy and fine. Alright guys, positive affirmation for Wednesday, September the 30th. The guy is like helping us today. I take care of my possessions. I release whatever I am not using and polish to a high gloss those things that give me joy. Ooh, interesting. I like that. I take care of my possessions and release whatever I'm not using. I like that because hoarding is something I don't ever want to be. And taking care of what you have, I believe that's super important too. Sometimes you might get, I don't know, a new item and you take good care of it at the beginning, but then after a while you're like so used to it being around, you take it for granted and you kind of like cast it aside and you don't really take care of it anymore as much. It's like low priority. I like this because it reminds us to take care of absolutely every single item in the home, in your space. Right, guys? Alright, hope you guys liked today's positive affirmation. Alright guys, and because it's Wednesday, we have a brand new Whiteboard Wednesday. Thank you Doreen Hurley, Mabuhay Squad Doreen, for suggesting last week's Whiteboard Wednesday. Now, for this week's Whiteboard Wednesday, it comes to us from a Mabuhay Squad who has been super duper persistent. This Mabuhay Squad has been suggesting this very same Whiteboard Wednesday quote or whatever it is, week after week, non-stop. And so I've always said on the back of my mind, I need to make it a Whiteboard Wednesday. So this week's Whiteboard Wednesday is, but first, coffee! This week's Whiteboard Wednesday is a coffee Whiteboard Wednesday entry from Mabuhay Squad, Clara Y. There you go. Thank you so much, Clara Y. Finally, your Whiteboard Wednesday has made the board. She keeps saying, you know, because we're releasing Cypher Coffee, our official Mabuhay Squad coffee, why don't we make a Whiteboard Wednesday that is a tribute to that? And there it is. But first, coffee! All right. Thanks, Clara. Ate Ellsie just brought this, guys. It's a certain package. Look at how big it is. Speaking of Mabuhay Squad, one of you Mabuhay Squad sent it. And I can't wait to open it. Mabuhay Squad, shall we? Here we go. Let's see. Oh, you guys are so generous. Can't wait to see what's inside. It's heavy, guys. Oh! OMG, Mabuhay Squad. Check this out.